The early morning fog hangs low over a sprawling field where rows of slender trees pierce the mist. On one side, pine trees stand tall, reaching straight for the sky, their spindly needles whispering in the wind. On the other side, oak trees dominate the land with their thick trunks and wide canopies, casting heavy shade over the earth below. For a timber farmer surveying their land, the question isn't just about what looks majestic, it's about what pays off, what lasts, and what sustains the land for the next generation. The debate between pine and oak is far more than a matter of taste, it's a complex decision that balances time, value, sustainability, and even what can grow in the underbrush. Pine trees are fast. From sapling to sawmill, pine can be ready for harvest in as little as 25 years. For farmers, that means a much quicker turnaround on investment. When managed properly, pine plantations can yield steady income throughout a lifetime, and even be cycled to provide continuous harvests every couple of decades. Their straight growth and uniformity make them easy to plant, manage, and cut. That's an important factor in commercial timber farming, where efficiency often means profit. The softer wood of pine is also easier to process. Whether it's destined to become framing lumber, pallets, or pulp, pine finds a place in nearly every corner of modern construction and industry. Oak, by contrast, demands patience. A mature oak tree can take 50 to 100 years to reach its prime, a span that may exceed the original farmer's lifetime. But the reward is undeniable. Oak wood is hard, dense, and rich with grain, a perfect choice for high-end flooring, cabinetry, barrels, and heirloom furniture. It's a material that speaks of strength and longevity, often fetching a premium price on the market. For many farmers, planting oak is a legacy investment, a gift to children and grandchildren who will one day walk beneath its vast branches and harvest its valuable timber. From the perspective of land use and ecosystem, pine offers a unique advantage: it's easier to integrate with short-cycle crops. Because pine trees grow upright and don't produce a dense shade in their early years, farmers can utilize the space between saplings to cultivate shade-tolerant crops like turmeric, ginger, or even leafy greens like spinach. In regions with appropriate climates, even medicinal herbs like ashwagandha or lemongrass can thrive in the semi-shade of young pine stands. This method not only makes the most out of available land but also helps maintain biodiversity and soil health, which is often compromised in monoculture operations. Oak, while more demanding in terms of space and sunlight, also opens up agricultural possibilities, especially in agroforestry systems. Its expansive canopy eventually limits light penetration, but that very shade can be ideal for cultivating crops that require cool, moist soil. Mushrooms flourish in the leaf-litter-rich environment beneath mature oaks. Wild ginger, ferns, and even certain tuber crops can grow well in such conditions. Moreover, oak trees contribute significantly to soil enrichment through the slow decomposition of their leaves, creating a nutrient-dense environment over time. This makes the area under mature oaks ideal for permaculture projects and native understory restoration. Economically, pine trees offer a lower entry cost for new timber farmers. The initial investment in seedlings, maintenance, and management is relatively affordable, and the shorter growth cycle means a quicker return. That also makes it easier to scale operations and rotate harvest areas efficiently. Furthermore, the demand for softwood is consistent, thanks to its role in construction, paper manufacturing, and packaging. Oak, while costlier and slower to mature, yields wood that retains value over time. Even in times of market fluctuation, the demand for hardwood remains relatively stable due to its premium applications. Once harvested, oak logs can be sold at higher prices, and because of their density, fewer logs go farther in terms of utility and craftsmanship. Oak is also more resilient to pests and decay, which reduces losses during storage and transport. From an environmental standpoint, the two trees tell very different stories. Pine forests, due to their rapid growth, are excellent at sequestering carbon quickly. However, they often require more intensive management to prevent disease, overcrowding, or nutrient depletion. Pine plantations that aren't managed with care can become monocultures, leading to habitat loss and reduced soil fertility. Strategic thinning, intercropping with nitrogen-fixing plants like clover, and periodic replanting can mitigate these issues. Oak forests, while slower to develop, are ecological powerhouses. Their deep roots prevent soil erosion and help maintain groundwater levels. They support a broader range of wildlife, from birds and squirrels to fungi and insects that rely on the complex layers of an oak ecosystem. The long lifespan of oaks makes them vital for long-term carbon storage, and their leaves return rich organic matter to the soil year after year. Even dead oaks continue to support life, serving as habitats for numerous creatures and breaking down over decades to nourish the earth. In mixed-use timber farming, combining pine and oak on a single property can provide a blend of short-term income and long-term asset building. A farmer might use faster-growing pine to generate early returns while establishing oak groves as a slow-building investment. The pine can be harvested in cycles, allowing portions of the land to regenerate while maintaining income. Meanwhile, the oak stands grow quietly, year by year, preparing for a harvest that might fund a retirement or serve as inheritance for the next generation. Integrating crops into these systems adds another layer of strategy. In pine systems, rows can be spaced to allow sunlight for shade-tolerant vegetables or herbs. Seasonal vegetables like beans or even groundnuts can be used to fix nitrogen, improving soil quality. In oak-dominated areas, farmers might focus more on perennial herbs, mushrooms, or low-light crops that thrive under tree cover. Each system has trade-offs, but both offer the possibility of sustainable, diversified income if managed wisely. It's important to consider climate and soil as well. Pine grows well in sandy, acidic soils and can thrive in a range of climates. It's often chosen for reforestation or erosion control due to its adaptability. Oak, however, prefers deep, fertile soil and does best in temperate zones with adequate rainfall. Its roots dig deep, anchoring the land and drawing nutrients from lower soil layers, which can then be cycled back to the surface through its leaves. Culturally, oak carries a legacy of strength and endurance. From shipbuilding to whiskey barrels, its wood has symbolized power and permanence. Pine, with its clean, straight lines and soft, resinous scent, evokes simplicity and utility. The two trees don't just serve different markets, they speak to different values. One is the fast-moving pulse of modern commerce, the other, the steady rhythm of legacy and tradition. For a new farmer looking to enter the timber market quickly, pine may be the smarter initial move. Its low cost, fast growth, and wide market use provide a solid foundation to build on. But for those thinking long-term, who want to leave behind a legacy of value, resilience, and ecological richness, planting oak is a decision filled with vision. Some farmers take a blended approach, dedicating sections of land to each tree. While the pine earns revenue to support day-to-day operations, the oak grows in the background, becoming more valuable with every passing season. With careful planning, the land can be structured in a way that uses every layer, tree canopy, undergrowth, root system, for both ecological and economic benefit. In the end, the choice between pine and oak is not just about which tree is better. It's about which future you're growing toward. Is your priority fast income or long-term wealth? Is your land better suited to one root system than another? What other crops do you want to integrate? Are you building a business or a legacy? Beneath the bark of these trees lies more than just timber. There's strategy, patience, vision, and most of all, potential. Whether it's the swift, renewable promise of pine or the enduring, rooted majesty of oak, each tree offers a path. For timber farmers, the smartest choice may not be either/or, it may be both.